Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 279. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, and stick around. And if you're a returning friend, thank you so much for stopping by again this week to see what's going on. I have had a wild week with lots of events. So off the top, you'll notice the straight hair. So that is super cool. I had a big surprise thing for Lynn X Stitch. So I'm going to leave it to her to share the surprise. So you'll have to head over there. She's either dropped Monday or here in the beginning of the week sometime, I think is what she was planning on doing. So, go check her out. It was lots of fun and straight hair. And then, I also traveled to, Mystic Fiber, LNS with my sister. It was a day trip on Saturday. We drove down. It was like 2 hours for us to get there. The shop is amazing. I have haul at the end to share with you. Super cute. 3 different hobbies inside there. Cross stitch, a small room for quilt, and a small room for crochet or knitting. So lovely lady. Lovely trunk shows. I mean, I just cannot stop gushing about this store. Well worth the trip. And then en route back, we stopped by Always in Stitches, just because, like, why not? You're kind of in that vicinity. So, and I always love going to that store. And my sister and I are both avid quilters also. So, or we've turned into that. We used to say beginner, and now we say avid. So and then we got a lesson on like upgrading our sewing machines. All right, so lots of fun going on this week, but I have here lots of stitching to share also because I know that's what you're really here for, and we'll save a huge announcement for the end of the show. It's not a show, for the end of the video. Okay, so a reminder, in my description box below, there is a Happy Mail form. If you'd like to randomly receive Happy Mail, that's where you do the form filling out, and there are other friends that have descriptions or links there also of online stores. Even my local store is listed there, so have at it, take a peek. With that, we're going to get into what I like to do on here, and it is a featured friends segment. I'm super happy to get back at that. I did look through the queue. I have about 5. So send them in at janetjabber@gmail.com, and we'll see about getting you added here. Just add you to the queue and when they come up. So let's do this. Very first one that I have for this week for us is Lori. Lori did this beautiful pattern for her daughter to commemorate her daughter's wedding. It is Modern Botanical Wedding Sampler by Counting Petals. She did it on a 14 count with a variegated color of artichoke, which was the called for fabric. The floss is all DMC and has her own conversion to coordinate with her daughter and son-in-law's wedding colors, which I think is fabulous. I did very similar to that. It's framed by her and her husband in a 14 by 14 frame. Took her 3 months to complete it from beginning to end, and then they are displaying it in their house. I love that so much. I hope you enjoyed those pictures. It is gorgeous. So thank you so much for sharing that, Lori. I know that your daughter is loving it, and the customize and the like you and her working together. I'm assuming you and her working together to change the colors, and you and your husband working together to frame it. What a blessing to like live on in her house. So super cool. And thank you for sharing that. With that, I am going to move into, I have some finishes that are like, I sent them to the framer. I sent them to my LNS to be pinned. I do not have frames for these yet. In my brain, I haven't taken the time. I know Helen D says where she gets frames from. I know Daleen Williams has commented before back in the day, bless her with her passing, but where she would get her frames from. So that is my goal. I just haven't taken the time to go look for them. I need it like in a note on my phone together. Or would it be awesome to add it to my list on my video once I use it? Anyway, nonetheless, here's what I have. So you have seen these as finished. You're going to see them pinned because they're back from my LMS pinned. And then I need to pick out frames once I get my life together. So very first one, I changed this up. It was supposed to say Queen City in here, and I did not do that. I changed the colors up also. And I'm trying to figure out where to stack these because the cat has decided to sit here. This is Blackbird Designs. I'm not going to remember the names of these right now. I literally just finished this set that long ago. I did this one in honor of us building this house here. So we built it in 2015. And it was a new adventure for the whole family for sure. I did this piece with a couple other friends, Jessica and Janelle. So look for the beauty. They whipped them out real quick and I did not. I changed the color from the bright pinks to more of my fall colors that I like. I'm fighting sunlight today, guys. This next piece is a Morning Sampler by Kennedy Stitchy. I changed this to commemorate my mom. This song would play over and over. Still to this day, I'll play that song on purpose to cry because of those sayings. So, love it. And last but not least, this was a stitch along that I did, and it is too cute not to be part of my grandkids' life. So, I am happy to report my daughter and son-in-law hung the ones from Cloud's Factory that I showed with you, I believe it was last time. They're actually hung at the house, maybe 2 times ago. They're hung in the house, and so H.C. Anderson's and the Grimm's Fairy Tales are now hung in their bedrooms for the grandkids to see. I still have a little bit of a every once I'm not sick, but that is still kind of a little bit lingering. But from what I hear from people that got this ick, it is just what's happening. So I am happy to report that I finished my blessing sampler. Will I do this every year? Probably not, but I enjoyed this so much. So I'm holding it back because as I come from, there I go. If I get to that point, I go through the light. Happy with how it turned out. I chose not to put my initials and the date on the bottom, but yeah, I happy that's a finish. My next finish, I don't know where I'm gonna put this. I wish I could turn my camera around and show you the cat, but it's like taking up all the space for the leftover spot that I put things after I show them to you. So we're gonna have to be creative. The next thing I have to show you is my Francis Flora, Erica Michaels Berry. So 2 finishes this week and then my fully finishes. That's exciting. The next thing I have for you is what I stitched on this week. So it looks like I touched, I don't know, probably about 9 things. So I like to touch several, there's several of these that I have I'm going to do 100, I'm going to do 200, I'm going to do 100. So I switch out my projects every single day. It keeps me interested. Because like this one, it's a 40 count and I would be like, I cannot stitch on 40 count all day long. So Sampler Seasons Winter, I completely changed this up. If you recall, this is going to be a task. You're going to see me because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I am loving how this works out. So that is where I'm at on it. I am still plugging away at the border, but when I did this is when I try to do 100 stitches a day. So when I did this, I still had more stitches to go and I still had blue thread. So I know this is a blue one based on what I colored in. So I popped up there and did some more of it, but I am definitely still working on the border. So hopefully, I don't know if that'll be done by the time I see you next, but it'd be pretty close, I would guess. The next one that I stitch on and I put 200 stitches in a day is my monthly focus. So do not expect to have this one finished, Winter Garden, before this month is over, but it's one that I did with Stacie, Thread the Needle Stitchery, because I thought of it as soon as I clicked turning the camera off last week. But her and my friend Chrissy, and both of those, Chrissy has knocked hers out. I can't remember what Stacie has done, but hello from Liz Matthews. And this is where I had to figure out which way is up. This is where I'm at on it. So definitely coming along. I bet you it gets super close. And I may push it to a finish, but I haven't decided that yet. We're going to see where this week gets us. But if it gets us super close, I may carry this on into February before I finish it. We'll see. The next one, I told you that I was altering, and I did receive the next one in the series. I also have seen the 3rd one in the series. And if you recall, my friend Chrissy and I had a conversation, and she's like, this is just repeat, and I would just do half. And I thought, that's a great idea. And then I saw the next one, and I saw the next one, and I was like, I don't know what to do. because the next one has a boy and girl for Valentine's, and then the next one has a boy and a girl. But I still feel like I'm going to just do half because I am just loving how it's turning out that way. So it will look like that. I will not put January up there. But why don't we just show you where I'm at on it, because I got some stitching on it watching the second football game last night. And this is where I got to at it. So basically, I have left the snow in the windows and the snow across the bottom, and it's done, which I also may throw a snowflake up here because that looks open. So I'm sure that I will. I'll probably duplicate. I'll probably do some duplicating. But I am loving it, so this really should be done when I come to you next time to show you, which would be awesome because January will be over. The next few pieces I have are the temperature stitching, and I am going to show you all 5 of them because I had to touch all 5 of them this last week. But I'm going to tell you, going forward, I am changing the way I'm stitching these. I stitch 100 stitches a day based on the high temperature that it's attached to. I don't know who started this, but I heard it from Jessie Marie. I know she has said who started it, but that stuff doesn't like stick in my brain. And if I'm not taking notes, it doesn't happen. I had been doing Tuesday temperature stitching like she did. Well, that's 700 stitches, and it would put a lot on me because one of these I create as I go-ish. So going forward, currently, I am going to do like the next day, I'm going to stitch on those 100 stitches. But I have a week in February. I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'll go back to this way. But after that, listen, I love doing it because it's moving these stitches along, and that's all that matters. And that's all you care about. Show me the stitching. So one of them that I have signed is 2023 Collector's Heart. I love this. It was all kitted up. So there is that. And this is where I'm at on it. More border working, which is fine with me. So I believe that one only needed 100 stitches. I do not write that stuff down to share with you guys because, okay. Opie had to let you know he's still alive. The next one I stitch on is Sunflower Farm. And this is the piece that was kindly gifted to me by Christina, the apothecary stitcher, and Bobby helped her pick out the fabric from it. So I love stitching this because friends provided it. So I finished filling in the dress on the girl. So I guarantee you this was just 100 stitches. And in case anyone wants to know, the fabric is actually called Stonehenge. And I know that's what makes it pop. I know that it is because it looks so different than it does on that picture. My next stitch, I have a couple more to share with you, is, sorry, this is in the bag because it fits in there tightly. So the Scarlet House, Seeking Refuge. This one is going to be perfect for this temperature stitching. And let me just show you. I know this was just 100 stitches also. And what I did on this one was fill in those there. And I have a count wrong over here, and I'm leaving it because nobody knows but me and you now. But it's fine. Everything's fine now. Everything's fine. So basically that berry touches. So this whole thing should go up on, but it's uniquely mine now. And that's okay. The last stitch, no, I'm wrong. I keep saying the last. There's not. There's like 2 more there, and then I forgot to show you my Afghan. It's sitting right next to me. The Proper Stitcher's Strength and Dignity looks like this. Flyer looks like this. The chart looks like this. And I'm changing the house of the color. I'm changing the house of the color. I'm changing the color of the house. And I love it. This color inspiration was somebody that I watched on here, and I took note of that one. And I don't know who it was because I took that note a long time ago. I bought the threads. I kept them together. And I was like, that's going to make an awesome house someday. And it did. It's a tiny little house, but it made it. Last but not least is the Hawk Run Holler of my temperature stitching. And this is the chart. This is a photocopy of the chart. But you'll see I drew a line down the middle. That's kind of the plan. I'm grabbing things, putting it over there where it works and where I like it. And that's why it is uniquely becoming mine. I believe this one needed 200 stitches. It does not fit on my board very well, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay, so since I seen you last, I put in 2 butterflies, which in the real chart, it's like down here and it says butterfly lane, but I like those butterflies, so I put those there. I added this wagon wheel, which is actually going to be a waterfall. It's a mill. So again, plug it along. It will come to about right here is where I'm going to end it. And just grabbing motifs that I like and fitting them in if they fit. All right, that is that. I have one more thing that I did stitch during the first football game. How exciting was that? And I actually, if you recall, for my butterfly Afghan, my goal is to Sunday stitch it. And I stitch 500 stitches every Sunday to have it done. I know there's a Sunday coming up in a couple of weeks where I will not be here. So 6 weeks to get this done. I was busting it out yesterday. And I was like, if I just keep busting, basically, I won't have to stress out that I'm behind on the week that I have coming up. So this is where I'm at. All the stitching is done. I need to backstitch this, and that's what I should do next Sunday, and then I will have that week off. So yeah, I am so happy with how it looks. I'm so happy that I put these goals on it, and I'm working on one block at a time to have that finished by the end of this 2025. That will be amazing. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is what I bought. I have haul-wise or I got in the mail. So first off, Brandy at Stitch Me had posted that she had like some colors ready and in stock. Must have been a couple weeks ago because this came in the mail this week. It is a 36 count even weave called Blush. And basically it's just a pink. But what a perfect pink that is for Valentine coming up. I don't have a plan for this. I just thought it looked cute and I wanted it in my life. The next thing I have is my purple package from Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. And I received my February chart. And if you look closely, you'll see boy and girl. So, and I also decided that I am going to like do every other from like one side. Like the last one was this side. This one will be this side. I'm going to try to do something like that. We'll see. But I love it. And also I had ordered, you had the option when you got into that with Sammy to where she's going to send them to me every month to get all the flosses. So the rest of my flosses came in. So I have all of that ready. That's a lot of cash. I have all that ready for me to do that all year long and I don't have to go searching for them. So now this one is going to be kind of loud, but I want to show you this amazing packaging that Mystic Fibers has, because I'm going to save this if I ever get into junk journaling, which I have no plan to, but she had that at her store too. So yeah, that was an inspo. This little bag is what it come in. I already ripped it because I stuffed it full. I'm going to tell you there's no rhyme or reason, but so let's get the noise over with. And I heard stuff fall. I heard stuff fall. Okay. We're going to see where I get. So Mystic Fabrics. And we're going to go through my pile here. I want to. So, of course, the draw. I have said so many times today. Sorry. Of course, the draw for me was her fabric. I do not believe I've ever stitched on her fabric, and that needed to happen. I'm looking because I have one more. I have a couple more things that are little, and they're falling. So I have never stitched on her fabric, so that was the draw. But my sister and I road tripped down there, and we were the last two to get in for the door prize situation. Since my sister drove, I was like, you choose. So she chose, and this is the last one that was available at Blue Rhapsody. I love it. My friend Candy's doing it as Purple Rhapsody. I believe my cross-stitch store owner did this. I'm not sure that I'll stitch it in full or break it apart. The thing about Karen is that she does additional little charts to where you can pull. So that is definitely something getting added that will be a benefit. Along with that were these little, this little ruler and this little floss tag. So those were cute little door prizes. Mystic's Fabrics, if you're close, it's 2 hours away from me, but she is teaching classes and super cool. That's a very cool thing, I think, for a store. Okay, one of the first things, oh wait, one more door prize. Not door prize, everybody got this. So it is a frogger. I know this sparkly stuff makes it hard, but there's a little frog in there and the needle is stuck into that little ball of felt. Super cute idea. Super cute. All right, the next thing, I'm going to turn these pins into needle minders. I have seen these all over the internet, but when they were just in person, it was like so much easier than to deal with shipping and whatnot. So this is, it says emotionally attached to fictional characters. So it's a lapel pen that I will be able to turn into a needle minder. Even though I don't use needle minders, I just can't. I can't stop myself. This is an author, a stack of authors that is in my to be read pile. And how can you not? Speak your mind, even if your voice shakes. Boy, I can get emotional. I can tell you that. All right, first of all, let me show you the pile of some little blessings of fabric that I got. This is, my sister found, as she was in the one that digging through first, and then she just shared with me, a grab bag of 36 count even weave. So just to show you, like 36 count even weave. Grab bag, decent sizes. Actually, one of those is already planned for something that I picked up there. 40 count grab bag. Again, perfect for me. And then these two even weaves, they just had to come home with me. Petrified and Audie. Again, just needed to happen. I see a blackbird design of some kind going on this one. Antique-y looking. All right, this next two things, I'm not usually a big haul person. I just don't do it. My friend would say I'm tight, cheap. I don't know what she says, but I saw this and it had to happen. It had to come home and it has to start next month. I just don't know when. I have two Valentine ones that have to start next month. So this is, I'll probably, I don't know. If this doesn't start next month, this is definitely going to be a May stitch, but this is 2025 Collector Heart, Heart and Hands, Love Who You Are. How can we not love who you are? Kitted up with the fabric and the little beads, I have to get the floss. This next one, when I looked to see the copyright on this, I have wanted this since it came out. I have not gotten it because I just didn't want to splurge. And then I was like, I drove all the way down here. She has a lot of international stitching designers. So she had this one and she had the whole kit. And how could I not? Because I've wanted it since 2022. So the floodgates open and I bought it. Not the chart's not the expense. It was the floss. I am talking to you about Mojo Stitches in the library. I am so excited to stitch this. One of those 36 counts are what's going to be used for the background. It was on display at the store, and she had the floss box for it. So it is Cottage Garden threads. And if you know anything about Cottage Garden threads, they're not cheap, but they are worth it. So there they are in all their glory. And that is pretty much just kitted up, isn't it? So that is going to happen. Last thing from Mystic Fabrics is these little pair of scissors. They're super cute. And when I was in her store, she had so many cute little things like this around that I was like, I am totally, I see it happening between her and Always in Stitches. And I don't know. I see myself making my own Christmas box this year because why not? I just think that I could totally pull off the little things, buying them myself, which would totally be something that I know I would like. And then give it to my daughter for her to box up for the surprises. And then, I don't know, and then I can have my advent calendar. Yeah, I see that happen and we'll see if I go through on it. But that was something very unique and very cool about her store. And then because of that, it got me to thinking, hey, I can do this, this, and this. So yeah. Okay, that is it as far as that haul and whatnot. What else I have going is plans. My plans for this week are just to stitch. I clearly have my daily, my seasonal, and my monthly, and then the temperature. So that may be all I get done this week, but we'll see. I'm just going with it. I am done with all my required stitching for this week. So with that, I'm going to talk to you about personal. So if you're here for the personal, stick around because I have a huge announcement. First of all, I'm going to talk to you about my grands because that's just where I want to go. My grandchildren, they are getting so big, and Henry is so cute. Like, he has come to the realization, like, he 100% recognized, 100% comes as soon as he sees me, comes right over to get hugs and kisses, and loves and stuff. He's so excited. His face just lights up. Well, I had the grandkids overnight this weekend. My husband and I are an amazing team together. I am just so proud of him. It's Colton's birthday today, actually. So we kept them over the weekend overnight so that they could go out to dinner with their friends, and then they went and played games, and they had a great time. And I'm so happy I could give that. Now, both the kids at the same time, that was a lot. Just for overnight. Like, I can handle them all day long as just the two kids, but it was the overnight factor that was like, I was so tired the next day. I was supposed to go to work, and that didn't happen. I was way too tired. So, oh well. But hopefully I shared, like, we did. It was so cute. Okay, so what time? I don't know what pictures I have, but they got here. So they got here. We played for a little bit. I made them dinner. The husband still wasn't home from work yet. So I was just wrapping up dinner when he did come home. Put him in for baths, lotion him up, put their jammies on. They got to play just a tiny little bit more, because then it's like they have a routine. So then we went into the bedroom. They have also their routine with their Nana, because their Nana loves to read, and I love to be like expressive about it. So we picked out 3 books. We got their bottles ready. We went into the bedroom. We read their 3 books with them. I always send a selfie to mom and dad to see that they're snuggled in and we are reading and doing our nightly routine. So that was sent off, and then they went to sleep. And then I came back out and enjoyed some just chilling time with my husband, because he had a late night at work. The next morning, we started early, which added to the reason I didn't go to work. So I was so tired. They got up in the middle of the night, which is not a normal for them. And then also, we got up and Grandpa made biscuits and gravy, and we had our morning breakfast routine. And then the kids showed up to pick up the grandkids, and it was that. And then we had the day hanging out with my husband watching football. So it was very enticing not to go to work, because work is what my big announcement is. If you have stuck around to the end, you are going to be part of this. So I know that this is retirement year. I signed up for a package basically, that allows General Motors to tell me when I'm going to retire this year. I knew that I was retiring this year. In my head, I was retiring June 30th, but signing up for this package allowed them to pick my date between March and September. Yes, there's a little bit of a financial gain by letting them do that, but I was willing to take the risk. So, because worst case scenario, they're going to make me work. They were going to make me work July and August, and that was worst case scenario. Well, I also have an apprentice that I work with, and her and I, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, had to go look for the toolbox. I can't remember if I mentioned this on here or not, but if I did, I apologize, but I really want to bring this circle into this conversation. So when we were out looking, the very first place that I knew to look was a place that I used to go to every single day when I was a production worker. I used to go underneath of it. Well, it's a storage thing above it. And I went there, and as we rounded the corner, there was my dad's toolbox. It shook me. And I mean, shook me. I have this picture here. If I didn't share it already, I'm going to share it again. Because it's my dad's handwriting on the handle of his toolbox. When we worked there, we're given toolboxes. My dad had retired in 2014, so it should not have been there. Like, usually they get scavenger and taken to other places. So the fact that it was in that specific place was mind-blowing, but it shook me. And I had told my boss, and I had told my committeeman, like, it would mean the world to me if I could have his handle. Like, it took everything I had, not to go up there because I have this skill set, to go up there and just take it. And this last week, I was working on a holiday, and all of a sudden my committeeman, he's an ex-committeeman, but he's still a good friend, walks up to me and he hands me a little notebook that's probably like this big. And he's like, do you recognize this? It's still at work. That's where I would show it to you. And it was my dad's handwriting, and it was yellowed, and there was many pages, and it was completely full, and it was literally of no use to me because he was an electrician and I'm a millwright, but it like told you how you calibrate the toe end pit and calibrate, the alignment tools and stuff like that, but still very special. And I said, yes, it is. And then from behind his back, he hands me the handle. the handle that has my daddy's name. So it was held on by just 2 screws. I have a very similar toolbox because I went through an apprenticeship there, and the reward for the apprenticeship is that they give you this Kennedy Toolbox. So I have it out in my garage, so I'm going to swap out one of the handles. But the symbolism of the fact that he was there when I started at this plant for this 30-year journey, and he's there when I ended, and I get to take him home with me, it clearly wrecked me because I'm still emotional about it. I never apologize for getting emotional on here because this is just who I am. But super exciting news. But the excitement to bring that all back and to stop these cries, I was given my date. I will be retiring after 30 years of service from General Motors on July 31st. And then I am going into full retirement mode. I have so many people ask, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I even had my counselor ask me, what are you going to do? My counselor came from love of wanting to make sure, because so many people can retire and do nothing. And she's like, so what are your plans? And I was like, have you met me? And I was being funny, but I cross stitch, I quilt, I have grandkids. I was talking to Athena. I see myself going back into doing other volunteer things. I see myself reading to kids at the library or being I see so many things that I'll probably be like, and this advice has been given to me. You'll be like, how did I ever have time to work? So a new chapter in life is coming and I am here for it. So I know that I've told you I'm doing this, but like I have a date now and I'm counting it down. I was chatting with another friend, Ymir and Candy, and one of the things that Ymir said, you need to have something like to stitch until retirement. And I was like, I'll have to think about that. Well, I did. I will be plotting and planning Queen of Freedom to be finished on my retirement day. Even if I have to like sneak it in at the end to like, so from what it looks like I had 13,000 stitches. So I'll probably go hardcore of like 100 stitches a day, but that's my normal. So I'm going to turn it in my daily stitch, but then I may have to slow down on how much if I get too close, because I really want it to be Queen of Freedom for my last day of work. And rolling into retirement, I'm going to start my first full coverage. Well, not first because I've done little ones, but Sunflower Goddess. Is that Goddess? So beautiful as a designer. I have talked with her a long time ago when I got this chart, but I was scared of it. So I'm going to start kitting it up. If I have the picture, I'm showing it here. That is going to be my first day of retirement start, and we'll see where that journey takes us. But this is a long video for y'all, so I'm going to get off of here so you can get on to the next Flosstuber. I had such goodness and such excitement that I just had to get it all out. So again, I'm going to get off of here, let you go. Please have a great week. Enjoy life. Keep stitching. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.